AI hallucinations are landing people in legal trouble, costing companies hundreds of thousands of dollars, putting people's safety at risk, and getting major cases thrown out of court. If you're using AI, you are putting yourself at risk if you don't understand what hallucinations are, why they happen, and how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you will know all of that, which will take you one step closer to being a top 1% AI user and thinker. So what is an AI hallucination? A hallucination is simply when the AI makes stuff up. A lie, a fact that isn't a fact, a citation that doesn't exist, a fake study, a half-truth. Like when I asked ChatGPT to explain to me what the common English idiom, never fill your hot water bottle with cheese means. And ChatGPT confidently told me that this is an idiom you use when someone is about to make a choice that solves nothing while creating a new mess. Of course, the phrase didn't exist until I made it up. Or like when the Chicago Times published a summer reading list of 15 books for its readers, but 10 of them didn't exist. Or when a lawyer stood up in court and argued his case referencing previous court cases that had just never happened. Hallucinations can be total lies, fake cases, fake studies, things that don't exist, or they can be half-truths, real things with wrong details, a drug name that's correct but the dosage is wrong, a study that exists but the conclusion is backwards. So why does AI hallucinate? Large language models hallucinate for many reasons, and I really recommend you watch my video, What the F is an LLM Anyway, which I've linked in the description, because that explains in a very beginner-friendly way how large language models work. But a quick summary. Large language models aren't programmed in the way normal software is. No one hard codes answers into them. Instead, they're trained on huge amounts of text from the internet and books. They absorb patterns in how language is used. And then when you ask a question, the model doesn't look up the correct answer in some sort of database. It works out a response one word at a time by predicting what word is most likely to come next based on what it's seen before. The key thing to understand is what they're optimized for. Their main goal is to sound fluent and helpful, not to be correct. They're designed to always give you an answer, so when they don't actually know something, they don't stop or say, I don't know, they just guess. Those guesses can sound confident and well written, which makes mistakes quite hard to spot. And then when you add to that there are already going to be errors in their training data, because not everyone on the internet is right about everything all of the time, you can see how hallucinations become really likely. How common are hallucinations? Well, AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic love to tell us that their models are hallucinating less and less than before, but that's just not true. Check out this recent study where the hallucination rate was benchmarked for a bunch of AI models, and they were found to hallucinate at around 15% of the time. If you're using a chatbot and you're not getting hallucinations in around 1 in 5 answers, then either you're a very careful prompter or you're not noticing the hallucinations. Hallucinations are dangerous because they feel right. They're polished, confident, and tailored to exactly what you ask for. Your brain sees the clean formatting, the authoritative tone, and you trust it. And when we're tired or busy, we're happy to let something else think for us. That's how smart people end up making expensive mistakes. These models are trained to be helpful and agreeable. They mirror your tone. They sound like a smart colleague. So when they hallucinate, they wrap it in something that feels like collaboration. If you say something wrong, the AI doesn't push back. It says, yes, you're right, and then fabricates evidence to support you. Can hallucinations be fixed? Confession. I wasn't being completely honest earlier in this video when I said that by the end of this video, you'll know how to avoid hallucinations. Because hallucinations can't be avoided. No one knows how to do that. In September 2025, OpenAI released a paper called Why Language Models Hallucinate. And lots of people said that this meant the end of hallucinations, but that hasn't been the case. All the paper said was that the models are rewarded for answering, not for being honest about uncertainty, which wasn't revolutionary at all. We already knew that. And I actually think that hallucinations are getting worse because there is so much AI-generated content out there on the internet that is being absorbed by models and used as training data that it's almost like they're learning from their own nonsense. So there's only one way to completely avoid hallucinations, and that is to not use AI. If you want to reduce hallucinations, you can do so by making the model say, I don't know, more often. But you'll probably find the chatbot very unhelpful. So the next best thing is to manage the risk. If you're using AI day to day, never copy paste anything consequential without checking the facts for yourself. Treat every single output as a draft, not a decision. If you're implementing AI in your business, I've got a video on that, check the description. Identify where you need 100% factual accuracy and put processes in place to make that happen. That includes specifying how facts are checked and naming who is ultimately accountable for accuracy. And you could also look at using a RAG fusion model, which connects the AI model to a custom database that you control. Think your company's user manuals and standard operating procedures, so that the model gets its answers from there rather than from its training data, which could be anything on the internet. It still doesn't completely eliminate hallucinations, but it will help you manage them. Hallucinations are never going to fully go away. They are a structural consequence of how these models were built. That means you have to be the sensible adult in a room full of very shiny, very persuasive tools. Otherwise, they could cost you your reputation, your career, and a lot of money. And do you know what else could cost you your reputation, your career, and a lot of money? A prompt injection attack. If you don't know what that is, you need to watch my next video. Tell me in the comments some of the funniest and scariest hallucinations you've encountered on your AI journey.